Okay, first of all, I'd just like to welcome you to this overview of Legal Shield. My name is Justin Boydston, and I've been with Legal Shield now for almost 8.5 years. You can probably tell by my accent that I was born and raised in Texas. Prior to Legal Shield, I was a workaholic that actually went 6 consecutive years without a day off. But because of the opportunity that Legal Shield offers, I now get to spend more time with my wife and kids in one day than I used to in an entire week. During this process, this 8.5 years, I have just grown so much personally and professionally while on this powerful journey of not only doing good, but doing well while I'm doing good. And I just look forward to continuing this journey with this great company, and I look forward to helping all of you live the life that you desire to live. Now, we have a rock solid company, but here's are the 5 areas that Harvard Business School says that you will want to evaluate whenever you're taking a look at any company. First thing is the company. Again, it's a rock solid company. We make very good financial decisions, so much so that we're not only cash rich, we're debt free. We also have a fantastic management team. Those are the things that you want to look at when evaluating a company. You also want to see, is there a need? Is there a real need in the marketplace for the product or service that they offer? Does the product fill that need, and is it priced to sell? And as far as compensation, is it not only priced to sell, but is it also priced to profit for you as an individual independent business owner? And then lastly, timing. Is it the right time to take this particular product or service to the market? And will it be the right time many, many years from now? Let's start covering these things. We'll start out with the company. Our company was founded in 1972, and again, it's cash rich and debt free. We currently protect 3.7 million lives in the US and in Canada, and our proprietary system of quality law firms cover 49 states and 4 provinces of Canada. This system is one of a kind, and it is only available, it is exclusive to Legal Shield members. It is so exclusive and so unique that we still stand alone in the marketplace today. Now, our company, as great as our country is, liberty, equality, opportunity, and justice is just simply not available to everyone. It's usually reserved to those who can afford it. Our vision is to change that, to provide equal access to liberty, equality, opportunity, and justice that every North American deserves and expects. To help people improve their lives by teaching them life transforming skills is our mission. Along with that, we also want to deliver exceptional products and services that promote peace of mind and confidence in a world that's oftentimes uncaring and selfish. So that's a little bit about the company. But what are other people saying about our company? Well, Yelp. Why do I like Yelp so much? And why am I so proud of the fact that we're 5-star rated with them? Well, a simple reason. It's because it's customer driven website by customer feedback. So 5-star rating is as good as it gets. It's absolutely outstanding. We're proud of that. We're also A+ rated with the Central Oklahoma Better Business Bureau, since we're based out of Ada, Oklahoma. And then lastly, Consumer Affairs, also a consumer driven site. It's very, very hard to get a perfect rating with this particular company and this particular site. We're rated 4.8 out of 5. Moving on here, we've all worked a job that we didn't like because we needed benefits, correct? But we're almost 3 times as likely to end up in a court of law than we already end up in the hospital. To me, it just made good sense to protect my family in this area as well. But here's the good news. The good news is you won't have to work a job that you don't like in order to be able to afford this particular benefit. So let me ask you a few questions. We all use attorneys all the time. You just don't realize it. And that's because we usually use the other guy's attorney. Now, if the other guy is paying that attorney, the attorney is obviously looking out for their best interest. To me, it just makes sense to have an attorney looking out for you. And we also have many situations where we use attorneys, or we need to use attorneys, but we just don't want to pay the high hourly fees. The questions I wanted to ask you is, have you ever signed a contract or a document that you did not have an attorney review? I think we've all did that. Have you ever been overcharged or treated unfairly? I think we've all been there as well. And a lot of times we'll storm out of the door saying you're going to hear from my attorney, but we don't mean it because we know we can't afford it. I think most of us have received a traffic ticket, maybe been or know a victim of identity theft, and all of us have been in a situation where we thought the advice of an attorney would be useful. We just checked our checkbook before we checked our rights. Now, this is nationwide protection that is available for all covered family members. So it's family protection nationwide. We've talked a little bit about the problems of accessing the justice system. So now let's spend a little bit of time talking about the solution. What would it mean to you and your family in a situation where you're being taken advantage of to not only say that you're going to hear from my attorney, but say it and mean it? See, we give our members the ability to access their law firms on an unlimited number of family issues. I think that's powerful to be able to say that and mean it whenever in a situation where we're being taken advantage of. What would it mean to your family or any covered family member in an emergency situation where you need access to an attorney at midnight on a Sunday night? In situations such as CPS shows up at your door to take your kids, or a law officer shows up at your doorstep with a warrant for your arrest at midnight, how much would it mean to be able to get a top-notch, top-rated attorney on the phone, regardless of the time of the day or the day, even if it's Christmas Day, to have access to those attorneys? And what difference would it make for your family to have a top-rated attorney make a phone call or write a letter on your behalf when maybe, say, a warranty's not being issued, maybe a insurance claim's not being paid to your satisfaction or something like that? Things that we usually sweep under the rug because the solution costs more than the problem. Our members don't have to do that. Now, just if you stop right there, actually, let's go one step further. Contracts and documents, we've glanced on this a little bit already. How much would it mean to you to not have to make a financial decision and have those contracts and documents reviewed? Even have some of those documents prepared when you're buying your own home to make sure it is looking out for you. Now, I can tell you from very personal experience, my wife battled cancer for a while, and it was a pretty scary cancer, and we found out quickly that there was a lot of things that the insurance company didn't want to pay for. But just one situation, a medication that the doctor said my wife had to have in order to live, the insurance refused to pay for it. And this particular medication was $13,200 for the 12 doses of that medication that she needed. But as a Legal Shield member, I was able to call and find out what my rights were. They made a phone call on my behalf to get the company to do what they should have done in the first place. And that $13,200 cost me a total of $80 in the end. So I can personally tell you, life happens to everybody. And when it does, it makes a massive difference in your family to have access. Now, continuing on with our benefits, we also give our family the peace of mind of knowing that your estate planning is not only done, but it's kept up to date. This is one of the most important things that we're going to do for our families while we're here on this earth. But 85% of Americans don't do it because it's very cumbersome and very expensive. With Legal Shield, we make it smooth and affordable. Now, 15 days after you enroll, we're also going to defend that driving record, even for your teenage drivers, so you get the best automobile insurance premiums available in our country today. And if you or any covered family member is named in an audit, you won't have to deal with the IRS alone. We're going to provide a board-certified tax attorney that's going to assist you every step of the way. And if you're named as a defendant in a civil lawsuit, you'll have a bank of hours to defend yourself. And in the country that we live in today, there's almost 200 lawsuits filed every minute of every day. So that's good protection to have. Now, 90 days after you enroll, you'll also have access to benefits that we just recently added to the plan. As our membership base grows, the plan just keeps getting stronger and stronger because of the power in numbers. So we just added family domestic services, and this includes uncontested divorce, uncontested adoption, uncontested separation and annulment, and uncontested name change. There's a lot of people that want a divorce. They both agree on everything. They just can't afford to legally get the divorce. Now they can do that. There's a lot of great kids in this country that need a good home, and a lot of good homes that would love to give it to them. But because of the legal expense of adopting in our country today, they go to other countries and adopt kids there. We can make a tremendous difference once we let more people know that this service exists. As a Legal Shield member, you get access to great discounts, even if an issue is pre-existing. Or maybe you're a plaintiff in a lawsuit. Again, 200 lawsuits filed every minute of every day. We don't want to add to that problem, but we do want to be here for you if you're named a defendant in there. But if you do wind up having to sue somebody, you're going to get the best of the best attorney at a great discount. Or maybe you are a defendant and it's exceeded your bank of hours that you have. I mean, you've got a very significant bank of hours to defend yourself that may never happen to you. It probably won't ever happen to you. I've been a member for 8.5 years. It's never happened to me, but it could. But even if it ever does, you'll never pay full price for legal fees ever again as a part of this great system. We also have a plan available for individuals, for those who haven't started a family yet. But for those families, who's covered by this membership? The member, the member spouse, never married dependent children, including full-time college students under the age of 26, living at home. Now, if they're in college, that's regardless of where they live, as long as they're not married. Dependent children under the age of 18, of whom you're the legal guardian of, and physically or mentally disabled children living at home. They're covered for the life of your membership. They'll never have to own their own. Now, think about this for just a second. If you owned a law firm and you were a top-rated, AV-rated attorney, the highest rating that an attorney can achieve, and I come to you and say, my family doesn't want to pay you hourly anymore. We want to pay you a monthly fee. We want access to all of these benefits that we've already discussed. And by the way, you're going to have to partner up with a lot of law firms because we want this coverage nationwide. And again, we want a monthly fee as opposed to an hourly rate. Your friend or your relative that you know that's an attorney, we all know them, right? Once they cross the state lines, they're no longer a practicing attorney. This is nationwide protection. So you, as the owner of a law firm, all of these services for my entire family nationwide, how much would you have to charge for something like that? I've had attorneys tell me it's a stupid question. You couldn't afford it. Let's move on. So it's a question that really, truly is a very unbalanced question. Let's just pop up here your alternatives. You can either pay $250 an hour, or you can pay $20 a month. I think that's a pretty easy decision because life happens to everybody. This is just a side-by-side comparison to let you know your two options that are available in our country today. Now, as our company changes the way the legal system works in our country today, it changes the way people get access to it. Some pretty powerful people are taking notice. Karen White, the executive director of CWAG, Conference of Western Attorney General, loves our membership and is not afraid to tell people about it. Buddy Caldwell, the Attorney General of the great state of Louisiana, same thing, endorses us and loves us. Michael Moore, the one you see at the top, won the largest lawsuit in our country's history when he took on the tobacco industry. He's a former Attorney General of the great state of Mississippi. And then you see James Ariona. I probably mispronounced that name, but he is out of the great state of Hawaii. He's a former lieutenant governor there and retired circuit and family court judge. That's just a few of the many, many endorsements that we continuously get because of the difference we're making out in the marketplace. Now, it's no secret that identity theft, as we transition into that, is an epidemic in this country and in the world, and it definitely is a major problem in America. Now, that was a quick transition, and I've done that purposefully. You might be thinking, what in the world does identity theft have to do with the legal plan that he just talked about? Well, let's dive into that. I think you'll understand here in just a minute. For 15 consecutive years in a row, it's been the number one consumer complaint, and it manifests itself in many, many different ways. Credit is just a small portion of the problem. You do have your credit, but you also got Social Security, driver's license, medical, which is the fastest growing adult identity theft. You got character criminal. Maybe you want to be a teacher or something like that. That's the identity that they're going to check before you get that teaching certificate. Tax fraud identity theft is a big one right now that's growing rapidly. And one that's not even on there, minor identity theft, is the fastest growing one in our country today. Your child, your grandchild is 51 times more likely to have their identity stolen than you and I as adults. The revenue from identity theft now far surpasses that comes from dealing drugs, and it's created a devastating effect in our country, in America. This includes widespread financial and emotional devastation. Make no mistake about it, the banks don't absorb all this, neither do the retailers. It's passed on to us. We pay all this money. So we are either directly or indirectly, all of us are affected by identity theft. Now, Kroll approached Legal Shield about a potential partnership because they realized how big this problem was going to be even before we knew what identity theft was. And we quickly realized that this was a problem that was going to affect our members dramatically. So we not only wanted to offer them the most comprehensive protection available, we also wanted that to be delivered by the best of the best. And Kroll is just that. They're the leading risk management company, or leading risk management firm, I should say, in the world. And they offer their identity theft protection, the most comprehensive on the market, exclusively to Legal Shield members. So what makes our coverage so comprehensive? I keep saying it's the most comprehensive on the market. Well, here's why. Instead of just focusing on financial alone, which is, again, only a small portion of identity theft, we monitor what matters most: your privacy and your security. Your privacy includes your social security number, your date of birth, your DMV, your passport, address, email, web persona, and much, much more. You are all over the internet. If you've ever had insurance, if you ever went to school, went to a hospital, paid a utility bill, had a mortgage, your information is absolutely everywhere. Your security, which includes bank accounts, credit cards, loans, and more. We do all that, but we just go above and beyond. We don't just focus on the financial alone. Statistically, this will happen to each and every one of us multiple times within our lifetime. And with us, when it happens to you, you're going to be assigned a licensed private investigator that's going to take your case on, and they're going to do whatever it takes for as long as it takes to restore your good name back to pre-theft status. And as with their legal plan, in those emergency situations, you're going to have that emergency access 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Now, since we don't do infomercials or commercials, you may not realize that we protect over 1 million people, and that number is rapidly growing. We believe in investing in our service and our product and the people that deliver that, as opposed to putting bogus information on the television screen. Here's just a few of the many benefits that we offer. We do the free credit score with analysis, and we even make sure that you understand that. Unlimited credit counseling, credit monitoring and alerts, unlimited identity theft consultation, comprehensive identity restoration, which we talked about, and a $5 million service guarantee. One of our competitors is famous for a $1 million service guarantee. We offer a $5 million service guarantee. Now, this is the only plan available that puts a complete wall of security around you and your family, and here's why. Because 70% of identity thefts incur legal issues as a result of that identity theft. Our largest competitor in the marketplace is famous for commercials and infomercials, but the fact is they offer far less for a much higher price point. Their family protection for just identity theft is $51.96 a month for a family of 4. Our family protection is $19.96 a month for you, your spouse, and up to 8 children. And then even when you include the legal protection, that only brings us to a price point of $39.90 a month. That's obviously no comparison. The other one might be better known because of those commercials and infomercials. But again, we're all about the service. We're about under-promising and over-delivering. Now, this service is not only powerful, but it's also easy to use. We're the only company who does what we do and how we do it. With a huge problem also comes a huge opportunity to those who become great at solving those problems. We have developed the plans, but we have also made it easy to use. We just developed this app where with one touch of the button, you can be in touch with your law firm, your identity theft advisor, even member services, and of course, those emergency access numbers will be in there with one touch of the button. You don't have to remember their phone number. You don't have to remember your membership number. Once it's set up, it's there, it's done. One touch of the button and you have access. So as we transition into the professional opportunity that Legal Shield offers with these two great services, just by simply being a good neighbor, a good friend, a good relative, letting people know that these services now exist, you are set up to now build a legitimate income, a legitimate legacy for you and your family. So let's start out with talking about two goals that our company has. Number one, we want to sign up every family for the legal plan in identity theft. Two of the largest epidemic problems in our country today. We are the solution. People need to know that we're out there. Again, we currently service 3.7 million lives, but we also service over 34,000 companies that offer this as an employee benefit. The second goal is to create more millionaires than any other company in American history. Now, we understand that this is a cause-driven company, not a commission-driven company, but money changes things. It's not the money itself, it's what you can do with the money. But the fact is, when you're in business for yourself, it's either a profit or it's a loss. With us, we have currently 190 Millionaire Club members, and we've got several hundred, a lot of those on a part-time basis, that earn in excess of six figures for their family. So at this point, when you're looking at starting a spare time, part-time, full-time business, these are three questions that people generally are asking themselves right now at this point. Number one, the scariest question: how much does it cost to get started? Most people are used to the traditional way of doing business. It's very expensive. Build outs and things like that, you're looking at $250,000 to $500,000 to do that. We're going to address that. We're also going to talk about how do you do the business. We're going to address that as well, so you don't have any doubts whether or not you can do it. And then one of the most important questions on here is, how much can you earn? Well, let's just start out right out of the gate with how much it costs to build a significant business that you truly own for a one-time investment with Legal Shield. That one-time investment currently right now is only $149. Now, I know that $150, that's a fairly significant amount of money, but not when you're building something significant for your family. And I think by the end of this presentation, you'll agree with that. Now, your investment will get you all the things that you need to get your business up and running immediately. We want you in profit immediately because, again, that's a one-time investment. We want you to stay in profit forever. Your $149 will get you your tools that you need to get started. It also gets you comprehensive training online, in your audio system, in the classroom, out in the field, all the things that you need to build a significant business. And the field training comes from the support of your sponsor and your team. You also have online access to your associate portal. What this does is, as your book of business grows and as your sales force grows, you have the ability to track that growth and stay on top of it. You have an associate support center there to assist you every step of the way. And we also offer some other benefits. We're only going to talk about a few here real quick. But as your business grows, these are designed to help support that growth. Office Depot, Dell, HP, you can see them all up there. I'm not going to read through them. Just some great benefits there to support you as your business grows. And Legal Shield members save a significant amount of money at all these great locations. Now, what you don't see up there is we also offer healthcare, dental, and all of those things at employee rates. Even though you are self-employed, you get offered these rates at employee discounts. Now, we understand that the majority of people will start their business part-time. So what we did was we built a system where part-time, spare time, people can generate a significant income, and then they can decide whether or not they want to go full-time or not. So we put in many different passive ways to build your business. Again, we have the corporate websites to track your business as it grows, but we also have associate websites that will do presentations for you. People can even actually enroll right there on your site, and you'll receive a commission for sending them to that site. We have social media feeds, videos, conference calls, all the things that you need to build your business. Just know that we have it in place for you. Our services are obviously the foundation of our company, but there's several different ways to take those to the market. You can offer it one-on-one. You can offer it as an employee benefit. You can offer it to small businesses. You can offer it to teachers, CDL truck drivers, foster parents. Very unique plans that we have that feel huge, or very unique niches in the marketplace today. And depending on your niche, you're going to get training to help you flourish within that niche, to help you succeed. So whatever that niche is, we have a very clear advantage in the marketplace because we're so unique and so difficult to duplicate that we have very few competitors. Now, let's talk about commissions. Let's talk about how you get paid. At the top there, you'll see you get personal commissions. You can build a sales force and get overridden commissions, and you'll also get residuals on the customers that you retain. So the first one here is your personal advance. You just simply let somebody know that these services exist. They choose to protect their families. You have earned a commission. Now, depending on where your position is with the company, now how do you reach a position? You just go to work. You just do the things that you need to be doing. You're automatically going to get promotions as you reach certain milestones that the company set. And each and every milestone is going to earn you an 8% incremental raise on those advances. Now, you also may be looking for leveraged income, as I was when I started building my business. I wanted to build a sales force. I didn't want my income to be totally dependent on what I did that day. I wanted to build a sales force that's out doing the same thing I'm doing and get a cut just like a broker does on every piece of business that's written. So you're also going to get overridden commissions. Now, your personal commissions are going to range from $78 all the way up to $280, and your overridden commissions will range from $39 all the way up to $206. Now, here is something that's really unique and different. The fact that we pay you a very healthy residual percentage of the customers that you retain, but we also pay you residuals on the customers that your sales force retains. That's just incredible that they took residual income to a whole nother level. That is the reason I got involved with this company in the first place, was those residual incomes. I did not expect to get residual income on my sales force. I was pleasantly surprised when I found out that we did so. I was also pleasantly surprised when I found out that we get paid every day by direct deposit. It's a really good way to start your day, to go to your computer, pull up your back office and see what you got paid. Because once you build a sales force and you're getting your personal sales stream income, you're getting your sales force's overridden income stream coming in, and eventually those residual income streams coming in, it's really nice to know, or to not know, what you're going to get paid for that day. To get up, go down the hall and look and see how much you got paid. That is a great way to start the day. Now let's do a really quick example. Let's say that you go out and you build a sales force of 3, and then those 3 go out and build a sales force of 3, and then those 9 go out and build a sales force of 3. That's going to give you a total of only 39 people in your entire sales force. But look at the examples below that. And for this particular example, we're saying that you've achieved the director level if they only make 1 sale per month for each of those 39 people. You'll earn $1,496.43. Now, if they do 1 sale a week, you can see that that jumps up to $5,985.72. Now, what if it was 1 a day? That jumps up to over almost $45,000 a month. You can see how with a small army of people doing the same thing, the income can get very significant, whether you're part-time, spare time, or full-time. Now, these commissions, or this example, is based off the exact plan that we talked about earlier in this presentation. Now, let's keep moving on here just for the sake of time. The last decade was historically bad for our country economically, with record layoffs, record foreclosures. But during that exact same decade, we paid our associates over $1 billion. Now, we've talked about many of the ways to generate significant income for your family. I think it's very exciting, and it is. I'm not a guy who's going to get up here and fire and brimstone, yell and scream, but I love what I do. And I love the people I do it with, and I'm passionate to talk about it. But now let's talk a little bit about the lifestyle that it offers. This was me. This is what I was looking for. I was already making great money. The first important thing is that Performance Club doesn't mean that you're a rock star at the business. It just simply means that you're consistent. So I'm not talking about something here that's unachievable. I'm talking about something here that you should be able to achieve without even giving it a thought. And what we did is we built a point system. For a new member, you get a point. A new associate in your sales force, you get a couple of points, and you help them become successful, you get another point. That's 4 points just off of one person. And to qualify for the consistency incentives that we have out there, you only need 5 points per month. So month number 1, you get your 5 points. You've just done what we call fast start qualify. What does that mean to you as a new associate? That means that you just got your first pay raise. That's awesome. You can do that in your first week. You can do that in your first month. You can do that in your first day. You can do that in your first hour. I've literally had people qualify and get their first raise in less than their first hour in business. At month number 4, when you can continue to consistently do that, you're going to get special recognition from the company. And at month number 8, you're going to get a one-time $150 bonus. Basically, they refunded what it cost you to start your business plus $1. And then at month number 12, you've remained consistent. At month number 12, you're going to start receiving a $300 monthly bonus to do whatever you want with, just because you have been consistent. Again, not a superstar, just consistent. That's all you've been. And at month number 12, you also can choose to participate in our Bmw program. And if you choose to do so, they'll bump up that $300 a month to $500 a month so that you can drive the car of your dreams. Now, also, along with these points that we gather through being consistent, these points can also earn you just amazing trips to exotic locations. Me and my family have enjoyed so many awesome trips thanks to this great company. It's not just a business, it's absolutely a lifestyle. When you reach the platinum world, the trips get a little better. In 13, they went to London, 14, Sea Island, 15, Rome, and your car bonus is $500 a month heading up to platinum. Once you reach platinum, they bump that car bonus up to $2,500 a month. So this is absolutely a whole different kind of living once you reach the platinum world. And we actually took it out just a little bit further. We took it out to 2016 for this particular presentation because our 2016 trip to Rio de Janeiro is scheduled to coincide with the 2016 Olympic Games. I think that's just incredible. I've always thought it'd be really neat to go to the Olympics. I just never felt like I would ever actually do it, ever actually go. Not only am I going to be at this 2016 Olympics, it's going to be fully paid for by Legal Shield. Now, let's talk about timing as we close up here. This is a graph that shows you the market penetration we had in 2000. You can see the green's less than 1%, orange is 1 to 2, a little bit darker orange is 2 to 4, blue is more than 4, and then the gray is not available that you see right there in the middle of Canada. You can see there's some orange. There's only 3 states that are a little bit darker orange. That's 2 to 4. And then once we change it to 2010, you may have not even noticed that. It's a very subtle change. I'm going to go back and forth a few times. See, it's just a very subtle change. There's a few more that went to the dark orange. But here's the exciting part. Our company has spent a significant amount of money on market research just over the past few years, and the results were absolutely exciting. Look at the projected numbers that come from the market research, the expected outcome by 2020, not by guessing, not by just projecting, not by hoping, but by market research. The people that said, I would buy that service right now if somebody would just sit down and show me how it works. So we call it 2020 vision. That's less than 5 years from now. Look at the map now. It's not a very subtle change in 2020, is it? Look at it this way. You're going to be 5 years older anyways in 2020. So why not take advantage of what's going to happen with or without you? Why not take advantage of the perfect storm for business? Again, we call it 2020 vision. Now, let's talk a little bit about critical mass as it relates to timing. Historically, when a company reaches that 2 to 3 to 4% market penetration, enough people know about it, enough people are talking about it, where it reaches something in business that we know is critical mass. That is exactly where Legal Shield sits right now, is a 2 to 2.5% market saturation. Now, if you look at HMOs, it took them a while to get to 2%, but once they got there, it didn't take them long at all to jump all the way up to 52%. That's what's known as critical mass. The USA Today said to us it sounds like healthcare coverage before it turned into $1 trillion dollar industry. We're currently a $500 million industry. A trillion's quite a bit, significantly more than a $500 million. That is going to be a fun journey going from a $500 million all the way up to a trillion. Now, people often call us the insurance of insurances, and here's why. Number one, you can see life, auto, and health is very saturated, although people still make a good living in those industries today because those are services that everybody needs, but they're having to fight for the same dollar. You can see with us, it's untouched. We're not fighting for the same dollar. We're the only game in town. But let's just say that your health insurance doesn't pay a claim to your satisfaction like they did in my wife's situation. I can call the legal coverage, and they're going to get them to do what they should have done in the first place. Same goes for the auto. Same goes for the life. So why are so many people joining us right now? Our business model allows you to do well while doing good, and people like that because they genuinely fall in love with the services that we offer. And a lot of people are desiring more income right now in the economic environment that we have, but I think people not only want the income, they want the lifestyle, they want the freedom, and we offer both of those. They also desire personal growth and professional growth. I talked about that at the very first slide. The journey that I've been on has been the best journey of my life, and I've just had an absolute blast doing it. I've made a great living. I've made a significant difference. I love what I do, and I love the people I do it with. And the last one there is enjoy people here and make new friends. We have all 5 available to you here with Legal Shield. So in closing here, let's talk about your action steps. This is an important slide here. This is a very important slide here. Let me get back. I know you guys are probably still seeing this just fine. But anyways, on your action steps, the broadcast is still going, even if you can't see the screen correctly. The realities of today are financial demands are absolutely increasing. We're spending less time with our families because we're working more for less pay. There's absolutely a lack of job security, historic layoffs in our country today, and we're spending more than we make. Our own government done a study, and they found that 95% of Americans are either dead or dead broke by the age of 65. We still have time to do something about that, make a significant difference while we're doing it, build a legacy for our families, because in closing, I'm going to let you know that this income, this business that you build is willable for generations. So everybody that I talk to is extremely concerned about how they're going to pay for the kids' college. I get to walk around with a little different pep in my step because I don't have to worry about my kids' college. I only wonder how many generations of my great-great-grandkids am I going to be paying for their college based off of what I built today. So with that, I want to thank you for taking a look at our company. I want to encourage you to click on the Get Started Now button, and let's start writing your success story with Legal Shield today. God bless.